Welcome back. After weeks of disagreements in the Missouri Senate, Senate President Caleb Rowden stripped members of the Freedom Caucus of their key committee assignments. Some of those senators in the caucus are representing you in Jefferson City. Senators Andrew Koenig, Bill Eigel, and Nick Schroer were all in the group. Well, our Missouri Capitol Bureau Chief Joe McLean has the latest on the switch up from Jefferson City.
These are not actions taken lightly, but it is clear that they are both timely and necessary.
On Tuesday, a major shakeup in the Missouri Senate as a handful of Republicans who make up the Freedom Caucus lost key positions on Senate committees. Senator Dene Hoskins of Warrensburg no longer leads the Economic Development Committee. Senator Andrew Koenig of St. Louis is gone from leading the Committee on Education and Workforce Development. And Senator Bill Eigel of St. Charles loses his chairmanship of Veterans and Military Affairs. It comes after the Freedom Caucus had refused to let any legislation move forward in the Senate over a disagreement on the order that legislation is going to be handled.
The Chaos Caucus has chosen to use the Missouri Senate as a place to try and salvage their languishing statewide campaigns and intentionally destroy the institution in an effort to claim that the game is rigged against them.
The three Freedom Caucus senators blasting the move and accusing the rest of the Republican senators of not being conservative enough.
We are not afraid of the status quo and the swamp that is trying to prevent good legislation from moving forward.
This is what happens when you're a conservative and the uniparty tries to take over your party.
Hoskins also pointed out that he's running against Rowden for Secretary of State and accused the Senate leader of trying to impact the primary. With Senate Republicans itching to move their agenda forward, it's unclear whether this stalemate will end before May. In Jefferson City, Joe McLean, First Alert 4.